A Y-stitch is a type of combination stitch. There are actually many stitches that might be called Y-stitch because it's just a stitch that has that Y shape, that has two arms and one leg, if you'll call it that. I've done a base row of 14 single crochets. That just gives me a good foundation on which to start. I need to start with a multiple of 3 plus 2 stitches. To begin my Y-stitch row, I'm going to turn and chain 4. That turning chain, that chain 4 turning chain, acts as a treble crochet because the beginning of my row has a treble crochet. So I'm going to skip the stitch at the base of that turning chain, and I'll skip one more stitch too because I want to put the Y-stitch into this next stitch. A Y-stitch begins with a treble, so I'll do 2 yarn overs, go in under both loops of that stitch, whoops, and pull up a loop, then yarn over and pull through 2 3 times. Now, if you were paying attention, when I made that treble crochet, you'll see that I did 2 yarn overs, and those yarn overs became that strand and this strand, these kind of diagonal or horizontal loops that go across the stitch. Some yarns you can see the diagonal a little bit more. This yarn's a little bit soft and it's kind of spreading out there. But I need to be able to identify that wrap or that yarn over strand, if you will. I'm looking for the bottom yarn over strand. It's a diagonal or horizontal strand that goes around the post of the treble crochet. You'll see why I need to recognize that. Now, to continue my Y-stitch, I'm going to chain 1. Now I need to double crochet into that lower strand and the strand that's behind it. You see the 2 legs that just go down into that stitch? I need to recognize this strand and this strand. That's what I'm going under for my double crochet. So I yarn over, I go under that lower diagonal strand and into the side of that base of the treble and pull up a loop. Now finish my double crochet, and there is my first Y-stitch. It has a treble, a chain 1, and a double crochet into that treble. So let's try it again. We're going to have to skip 2 stitches because, as you'll see, this takes up more space across the top here because it spreads out its arms. So I'm going to put another Y-stitch. I'll skip these 2 and put another Y-stitch here. Begin with a treble, go in under both strands and complete my treble crochet, chain 1, and then double crochet into that lower diagonal bar or horizontal bar and into the base, the left leg of the base of that treble to complete my double crochet. Let's try another one. Skip 2 stitches, treble, chain 1, and then double into those strands right there. So you see my Y's are taking shape here. I'll do my last Y-stitch, skip 2 stitches, complete my treble, chain 1, and then double into that diagonal strand and the base, the side of the base of the post. And here I am at the end of my row, and I have a little thing in my yarn, so that's a good thing I got there. Normally, if I weren't just doing this for demonstration purposes, I'd rip this stitch out and cut out that bad part because that's a weak spot and I wouldn't want to crochet over that. So I'm glad this showed up so I can show you that that is something you would normally want to take out. Just rip back to here, cut out that yarn, and start over with a good piece of yarn over here. I'm not going to do that for this demonstration. To finish, I'm going to do a treble crochet, skip 1 and do a treble crochet into the last stitch. And there I have my Y stitches marching across, and I have a treble crochet on either side. I like to separate these a little bit more. I'm going to chain one and turn, and I'm going to put a single crochet into each stitch and each chain one space across. I think that gives a nice separation for the Y. So I'm going to work into the chain one space that's at the center of that Y, and then work single crochets into each of the top arms of the Y as I go back across. And right here at the end, I'm going to work into the top of that chain 4. Not into the space, but right into the top of the chain 4. And if you like, you can call that the right side. You can say you did the Y's on the wrong side and the single crochets on the right side. And I can just continue going as much as I like, and it makes a nice open work pattern.